Okay, this is going to be how to put in a lead and or a customer job. So there's a few different ways to do it. I found the easiest way is just to go up here to add lead, prospect, customer. So you'll notice all the information over here is going to be pretty self-explanatory, and then you're going to have add job, add multi-project. Right now, add multi-project job is one of those things that we wish we could disinvent. It, in theory, is absolutely fantastic. It's designed for projects where you have multiple trades, roof, siding, gutters, interior. In theory, it's amazing. It is an absolute nightmare to work with. So until you hear otherwise, never click this button. So over here with the customer details section, you'll notice, first of all, the flag there. These flags are something that we're getting into. They can be very useful, particularly if somebody else is looking up a customer. Obviously, you know your customer, but you want to let the company know too. If you're out of town, or if you're sick, or you're not with us anymore, we're going to know if they're a big spender, or if they're very good at negotiating, or if they're a bad lead, or if they're a difficult customer, if they're impatient. Now we can customize these. So if you want more customer flags, we can add more, but they can be useful. Now keep in mind too that right now we're talking about the customer, not the job. We'll get into the job flags later, but these are only for the customer. A lot of CRMs, the customer and the job are the same thing. So if Mrs. Jones has 3 different projects with us, then Mrs. Jones is going to be in the system 3 different times. Job progress works as Mrs. Jones will be in the system, and then Mrs. Jones will have this job, and that job. So whatever it is about the customer, this is where all of those details go. Is it a residential or a commercial? First name, last name, obviously. Now you can add this if it's going to be, an uncle or a wife or a child that's going to help them through, whatever the case is. If it is commercial, what's their company name? Or maybe they do work for a company and we just want to make somebody aware that this guy actually works for Leaf Filter and we're doing the roof. It's good information to have. Email, you can add multiple emails as well. Cell phone number, if there's an extension there. Is this a property management company? We do have a lot of those. It's important information to know that the contact in the system may not be the owner of the property. Does the property have a name? Is it a condo complex? Billing address, same as the customer. You guys should be familiar with that. Obviously, if it is not, then you want to uncheck it, add the billing address, customer address, etc. Now, you'll notice typing in an address that it will auto-populate your address, which is great. It syncs with Google Maps. So if you've got something off, then it's going to let you know. Other information. So, salesman, customer rep. Now that is going to be obviously the person dealing with them. What you want to do is just to make sure that the salesman is, the correct salesman is chosen, whether that's you or whoever else. Now you will also have the opportunity to add this for the job later on. So for instance, if somebody that sends us a lot of business doesn't actually do our sales, but they do refer us a lot of business, then we can put on there Carly, for instance. She sends us a lot of work. So we can have Carly listed as the customer. So that way, anytime in the future when this customer has a job, we know that it's Carly's customer and she gets what she's supposed to out of the job. Now, when we create the job, we'll put the actual salesman, whether it's Michael, Josh, me, Larry, whatever the case is, Graham. Currently, we don't have any canvassers yet, but that's where we'll put that information. If there is a referred by, you'll see there, there's already some in there that we found. And then if you do other, if it's a new one, cable repair guy, we put that in there too, and it will add it to the list. Call center rep. We do have a call center, not really utilizing this feature yet, but it's there when we need it. Customer notes. Now, keep in mind, again, these are notes about the customer, not about their project. These are notes like does not use the internet, has a large dog that will not be very friendly to you, has a small dog that will tear up your ankles, difficult to get to their house, no cell reception at this customer's house. Those are the kind of notes there. Anything that we need to know about them, or owns a realtor company. Whatever will be important for the customer, that's where those notes go, not for the job. So my suggestion would be at this point to go ahead and click the save button. For whatever reason, your internet falls out or whatever, go ahead and save the customer in there, and it's not going to take you off the screen. And then we can go to add job, not multi-project job. Remember, never click this. So we're going to add a job. So you will notice that there is still an add job or add multi-project job up here. We do have customers with multiple properties that they want us to work for. You can add as many jobs as you want at this time and fill all of those out individually. For now, we're going to start with one. You want to make sure it's synced with CompanyCam. Now, the way this is supposed to work is you don't start the job in CompanyCam. I know it's easier to just get the lead information, go out to the job, and start taking pictures in CompanyCam. You want to start with Job Progress. Job Progress is automatically going to start a CompanyCam file for you to use when you get out to the job site. That way you're not having to copy the photos that you took in CompanyCam into the CompanyCam that's already created with Job Progress. So make sure that's clicked. Job division for now is going to be TRG headquarters. Hopefully in the near future there's going to be some more listed there. Job rep estimator. Now this is where the salesman's going to come into play. We already listed Carly over here under the customer. Now we're going to list, Graham or Josh or Larry. Job name. Now, for whatever reason, we want to name the job something to do with the customer's name or the address. That's not what we want to do here. All of that is going to be auto-populated on every single piece of paper that you provide to the customer. On every file, it's going to have the customer's name. So the job name needs to be something like half-round gutters or IKO roof or, Atlas gutters and interior painting. Something to let us have a quick note as to what this job is supposed to be. Categories. Make sure and select the right category. There's all different kinds of categories, and they are important for us to be able to track certain items. So if it's going to be a repair, mark repair. You can change this later if you need to as well. Trade and work types. We're going to be getting into these a little more, kind of drilling down on these, but again, it's a way for us to track these in the future to see how many roof job we have, how many gutters, how many half-round gutters, how much interior work. Helps us figure this out later on as to where we need to do some marketing or less marketing, etc. Now you'll see the company crew and labor sub areas down here. No need for you to ever fill those out. That's for me to fill out. If you put in a company crew or a labor sub, then it will start some automation there that is unnecessary at this point. So don't worry about filling that out. Same thing with the job duration. Not really for you to fill out. I don't even really use it that much either. Maybe I will in the future, not really sure, but they're there if you need them. Now, you see trade scripts right here. Another area that we are developing to say something along the lines of, 2-layer Atlas full roof replacement with K-style 6-inch gutters and downspouts. Or you enter your own job description. Now, this is where you describe what we're going to be doing on the job. Doesn't have to be anything special, doesn't have to be a novel, just something quick. Allstate insurance job, full roof system replacement, whatever. job address, make sure all that's the same if you need to change it, if it's not the same as the customer address. If there's a different contact person. Again, we may have a property management company or someone that's going to be meeting us. Maybe we're meeting the son for his grandmother's house. That's going to be where that goes. Can't make this customary go away, so not really sure what we're going to do with that yet. But here is communication preference. That is important. If you know the communication preference, go ahead and put that in there. If they like phone calls, if they like text message, if they like emails, if they prefer to send Morse code, put that in there so that when I'm trying to communicate, Larry, the accountant, whoever, we're not trying all different kinds of communication and not getting a response from them.